Howdy folks, it's Alternatively and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator, and some of you may be confused. A few weeks ago I said I was having open heart surgery and I was going to be gone for a while, and we were not going to continue the Formula One series that I've been doing. But guess what? I had surgery and recovery is going so ridiculously, remarkably well that I haven't missed a beat and we're back already. So we're going to continue with the Formula One series. I'm going to talk about my surgery a lot in this video. It's going to be a Formula One flight sim surgery mashup video. But the main purpose of this video, if you haven't been following the channel, is every time Formula One has a race, we check out the track, VFR style, in the simulator. And then, if it's reasonable, I will do an IFR flight to the next track. And then we'll do a VFR flight of that track, IFR the next one, VFR, so on and so on. I said I was done for the season because I thought I wasn't going to be able to get back to my desk for a very long time. But I had surgery 2 weeks ago today, as I record this, and I feel like I haven't even had surgery. So, yeah, it's pretty remarkable. And I'll talk all about it while we talk about the race. So, Qatar today, Lusail circuit. So we're going to fly over downtown Doha, I think they say it, downtown Doha, and then the racetrack is just off right about there. And then we'll do our drone flying to the racetrack, just like we've been doing all season long. And then in 2 weeks, Texas, Circuit of the Americas, which we did in a couple years ago, which we'll do again, I think, in the simulator. There have been updates. Then after that, in Mexico, and then Brazil, and then back to Vegas. And then I believe UAE is the last one. Will I do IFR from Texas to Mexico to Brazil, back to Vegas? I could. Those are all reasonable. But will I have the energy to do it? Or the time is another story. So, anyway, we're back in the saddle. Haven't missed a beat. I'm going to do the Icon A5 today so that I can do this without thinking. So without further ado, let's get going before I start coughing. I've been having coughing spasms. If I talk too much, it's been quite frustrating, to be honest. I'll talk all about it when I talk about my surgery. Let's see here. Piece of cake, right? Fuel's on, I think? No. I forgot to turn the fuel on. There it is. There we go. And you'll be hearing some weird edits, probably, because I'll be coughing and have to edit it out. So you might hear some, like, weird tempo in my speech because I'm editing out coughing. But anyway, we're going to take off, fly that way. So let's get the radios going. I assume, yeah, here's ATIS. I assume there's going to be stuff to do here.
Doha Airport information.
Ooh, loud.
1200 Zulu.
B for barometer.
57 at 6. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, tree 4. Dew point 10. Altimeter 29.8 tree. ILS runway tree in use. Landing and departing runway tree. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact, you have India.
Alright, we have India. 33 will obviously be this one down here. Let's request to the north.
Doha, ground turtle soup Tango, 41, ready to taxi departure to the north with India.
Turtle soup Tango, 41 taxi to, and hold short of runway tree using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 119.025 when ready.
Taxiing, hold short runway tree via taxiway Alpha, turtle soup Tango, 41.
So pretty straightforward. We're just going to taxi all the way down there and take off over downtown. Early evening, I set the time for. Rural weather's turned on, and all traffic is turned on. Real life traffic, I should say. So if you look at the other airport, see how busy and crazy that is? That's why I chose this one, because there's no one here except us. So, first set of flaps down. Taxi view, let's get going. Whoa. And while we're taxiing, let's talk about the surgery a little bit, because we have a lot to talk about the race too. a lot to talk about with the race once we get to the track. But anyway, so surgery was fine. Is it not windy, is it? No. Weird. This is the first time I've done the sim with the latest sim update. Sim update 13, I think. But anyway, surgery went off without a hitch. If you want to know what it was the VSARR. It's actually more complicated than heart transplant. But anyway, because of my age and perfect health and everything, surgery was fine. It was just a defect, genetic defect where my aortic root was too big my entire life. And the plan was just to watch it my entire life. But in the past 18 months, it suddenly started expanding too much. And we had to get to it before it exploded. So that's what the surgery is for. Otherwise, my regular health is 100%. So it's kind of funny because these people talk to you in the hospital like about diet and exercise. You're like, you have to change your diet. I'm like, I didn't have a bypass. I didn't have a heart attack. My health is 100% for my age. It's just a defect. And then they'll look at me with their head tilted, all confused. I'm like, yeah, it's not from having too much steak and potatoes. It's because of a genetic defect. So that's kind of funny. But here's the kicker. So pain meds don't work for me because they go right through me. I metabolize them too fast. So I had to recover in the hospital completely raw. So think about one of the most dramatic surgeries your body can have, open heart surgery, and I had to recover raw for the first 72 hours. It was horrible. I screamed into a pillow for 72 hours. It was awful. They kept throwing everything at me they could. Nothing worked. The physician's assistant said, yeah, because I'm young and I metabolize it too fast. So, finally, the third night or something, this doctor or nurse, he was overnight nurse, he was determined to help me. So he got special permission to use this very special but potentially dangerous medication. But because my labs are good and I was so young, he was able to use it. It knocked me out for 5 hours. So then I was able to gain control and calm my body down. And after that, they found a pain med that kind of works. So it's a 6-hour med, but it works 20 minutes for me, and I'm actually still taking it because of another issue I'm having. So if the pain gets bad enough, I take it. It lasts 20 minutes just to calm me down, but then I can't take it for 5.5 more hours. So that's a bummer. So then the other thing that started happening is I've been having diaphragm spasms, which I guess most people don't get, but is not unusual either. So my diaphragm got irritated because they put drainage tubes up your diaphragm that sit there for like 3 days after the surgery. You can feel them when you like move around. It's horrible. Normally you're doped up on pain meds and you don't notice this stuff. But remember, I was raw, so I noticed everything. Do they have a back taxi here? Okay. Anyway, what's been happening is if I take a nice deep breath, which you have to so you don't get pneumonia, right? I take a nice deep breath. Someone came down to check on me. What was I saying? Oh, if I take a nice deep breath, I get these coughing spasms. And they obviously they want to press your sternum outward. So you have to use your special heart pillow to push back against it. And the pain is so bad, I just scream. So those lasted a while, then they went away. Now they're back. So later this afternoon, I get to look forward to that. So when I'm not having the spasms, I can't even tell I had surgery. Without meds, too. I can be off meds for a couple days in a row. Unless I get these coughing spasms, and then I got to get back on the meds and then just scream through it till they stop. So it's like a roller coaster, right? Like, I don't know. But exercise, I'm already 2 weeks in, 2 weeks post-surgery. I'm ready to do way more exercise than I was able to do pre-surgery because of my POTS, POTS. So it's been amazing. It's just remarkable that I had to go through completely raw. But not being on the meds and everything, I didn't have to worry about bathroom issues. I didn't have to worry about tapering off the meds. It allowed me to recover much faster. So, silver linings there. But Yeah, it was pretty intense when they tell people, like, I had recovered from open heart surgery raw. And these women are like, well, I gave birth raw. I'm like, how long does birth take? 6 hours? 8 hours? My thing was 72 hours with open heart surgery recovery. So shove it. And usually they calm down after that. But yeah, I've had some arguments with people who throw the birth thing at me. I'm like, yeah, you can have your birth. It only lasts a couple hours at most. Mine was 72 hours plus the rest of the week in the hospital. So whatever. All right, I have more to talk about once again they're here.
Doha Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 ready for north departure at runway tree.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 altimeter 29.83 wind tree 57 at 6. North departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Alrighty. So here we go. Oops. And my wife is having a meeting in the other room, so you might hear her voice, but that's what's going on. Oh yeah, they want me to do the weird thing where you go out there and turn around. We don't need to do that. Alrighty, whoa. Anyway, so let's do a turn and burn here. Oh, look at that. You can see all the other air traffic at the other airport, which is why we didn't go there. There's downtown here. So anyway, I talked about the spasms and the recovery. Oh, the other funny thing was, because I'm in such good shape, brakes just off the wheels, gear coming up, flaps coming up, like to get me out of bed, they'd send 3 nurses, right? But I didn't need any help. Even right away, I moved my legs over, used my abs to sit up, used my legs to stand up, because I'm in really good shape. So it's just kind of funny because I'm obviously not the normal demographic for open heart surgery, so I was confusing a lot of people. It's kind of funny. And then the other type of thing would happen, right, where, for the first so many days, you have to have a nurse with you all the time. Yep, no problem.
Doha Tower Turtle Soup Tango Tango Tango
Anyway,
41.
you have to have somebody
For
with
north
you
departure.
no matter what for the first couple days or whatever. So they have to help. And once you remove the catheter, which is horrendous, by the way, never want to experience that again. I'd have to go to the bathroom. They'd be like, oh, do you want us to leave? I'm like, no, I don't care. Like, okay. So this kind of just stuff like that would surprise them. I'm like, I don't give a crap. I just had open heart surgery. Nothing is gonna phase me now. But yeah. So being able to stand up on my own right away was pretty weird. But then the first couple days, the big shocker was how quickly you get tired. It's like you feel fantastic. You stand up and you walk 20, 30 feet, and it feels like you're stuck in cement. You're suddenly too tired to move. So that was interesting, but that only lasted a couple days. Walking around the neighborhood, I'm already able to walk further around my neighborhood than I've ever been able to walk before. I'll walk 2 blocks around my neighborhood, not even breathing heavy, where before I couldn't even walk a block. So the point of the surgery was to keep me alive, not to fix my symptoms, but it's already fixed so many symptoms I can't even explain it. So it's already been so many miracles, not religious miracles, but I can walk now and not get tired after 2 seconds. I can just do all these things that I wasn't able to do. It's just amazing because my aortic root was so big, it was screwing up blood pressure to every little thing in my body. Anyway, this is Qatar. Obviously, this is just autogen because Qatar, or Doha, sorry. Doha has a lot of very amazing, cool-looking buildings, which are not represented here, obviously, because this is just autogen. But you can still see a good idea, though, of the city. So anyway, I think that's all I have to say about my surgery. I just can't believe it that I'm able to sit here and do a flight sim video. In fact, I feel like I could go back to work after 2 weeks, but I would get too tired too fast. You know what I mean? I might be able to sit here long enough to record this video, but I'm editing it probably at a different time. Then I gotta go rest. You know what I mean? So that's why I can't work yet. I can't sit here for 8
Turtle
hours.
Soup Tango 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 41, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
Doha Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 frequency change.
You know, so I'm not able to sit here for like 8 hours and work and stuff. In fact, I was going to go back after 4 weeks, but somehow HR picked a date for me, like I have to wait 5 weeks or something. I don't know. They say you can go back to work between 4 to 8 weeks if it's a desk job, and 12 to 16 weeks if it's physical labor. Because I have a lot of restrictions. I cannot lift more than 10 pounds for 8 weeks. I can't drive for 4. I can't lift more than 20 pounds until 12 weeks or 16 weeks. Yeah, stuff like that. So I got to be careful too with the flight sim yoke, which I don't think is 10 pounds. But you know, I don't feel anything on my sternum. My sternum feels fine right now, but it's just hard to believe they cut you open. And then it's just crazy. So anyway, let's talk about the race now. I'm trying to remember how to get there. So we take, I think if we follow this road, or is it, no, this road here. I think it's this road leads us to the circuit. So I just need to be careful and look carefully here. The reason in, there's this little roundy thing here, which is, okay, yeah, we're there. The circuit is up here, right where this dips in. So the circuit's up here. Okay, cool. So we have a ways to go. Okay. Just look at that other airport. See, that's why I didn't choose that one. That's why I chose Bravo Delta. Anywho, the race was pretty wild. It was a sprint weekend. First of all, I love sprint weekends. Most purists hate them, but I love the sprint weekends. Gosh, that's a beautiful sight back there. And if you haven't watched either by now, I won't spoil it, but they're exciting. The sprint was super exciting. The race was really exciting too. But the biggest thing were the tires and the curbs. So they have a special kind of curb that they call like shark tooth curb. And it was destroying the tires because there's a turn which I'll show you when we get to the track. Turn 13, 14, 15, and I think that's the track right here. Series of 3 right-handers. By the time they got to that point of the track, they're putting so much load on the tires, it's causing a bunch of micro cuts where the tread meets the tire. So Pirelli was like, oh my gosh, we have to put a limit on the lap. So they gave it an 18 lap limit. So you had to pit before your tires reached the 19th lap, which made for some very interesting strategies and things. Some of the racers complained because they wanted to be ahead by 20 seconds, but this only let them be ahead by like 2 seconds. So it was pretty spectacular. It would be crazy if every race had to be that way, but it was interesting. It made it very interesting, and I definitely didn't complain. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this race a lot. I enjoyed the sprint a lot too. I love the sprint format. Oh, look at that guy underneath us. That's really funny. That's hilarious. And where are they? There they are. I'm right over the track. You can see the track right here. How fast are we going? We're going pretty good. Let's trim down because we don't need to be this high. I'll increase our speed too. I was going to plan on landing in the water, by the way. I wasn't going to go to another airport. I don't think that's an airport up there because that'd be kind of fun though. But we could come like way back here. Nah. Anyway. If you're wondering where we are in the world, we're pretty close to Bahrain actually. This is where we started this season. So anyway, it was a really interesting race. I really enjoyed it. And the tire thing was pretty wild. They also did, hoping to eliminate the load by turns 12, 13, 14, or 13, 14, 15, is they painted the edge inward to make it more narrow so they'd stay off the curb. Well, of course, you know, F1 drivers push to the limit, so they're back on the curb anyway. And And then there's like 81 track limit violations or something crazy, and they're complaining about track limits, and they're like, it's really hard to see in the car where the track limit is, but if they push the limits out or brought them in, they're going to hit the limits anyway, because that's how they race. If you don't hit the limit, you're losing tenths of a second or tenths of whatever seconds or more if you don't push the limit. If you do push the limit, you get a penalty. So track limits is a big thing this year, so I don't know what they're going to do about it, but I mean, no matter what they do, the racers are going to whine about it, because that's just how they race. Anyway, busy airport back there, Doha back here, which again is just Algen. You should check out the city in Google Images, it's really cool. In the desert. Oh, the other big thing about the race this weekend, the wind was so ridiculous that there was sand all over the track. It was really wild to watch. It was so interesting. It was super interesting. But after Qatar, they have a week off. And then they got a triple header, 3 weekends in a row. Texas, Mexico, Brazil. And then Vegas is going to be annoying for me because it's 10 p.m. Vegas time on a Saturday, so it's going to be a midnight race for me, but I can handle it. Whatever. I'll be back to work by then, so I can't stay up too late on a Saturday night because I have to recover on Sunday. Alrighty, we're about to get over the track. Not a moment too soon either, because I'm about to lose my voice. Oh, something new in this sim update. When you active pause, your airplane will not keep speeding up and doing things. It used to be, if you were in the process of speeding up and you active pause, it would keep going and speeding up. And you could actually like blow up your airplane. So they fixed that after 13 updates. But anyway, let's see here if we can get an image. I'm about to lose my voice. It's a good thing we're almost done. That's going to have to do. But anyway, let's speed up the drone here. So here we are. Lusail is where we are. Oh, look, there's a mini version right here. But anyway, you start here. Zip around. Bum, bum, bum. Here are the 3 right-handers. So this is where the problem was. So they actually painted it in closer here, so they would stay off the curb, but they went on the curb anyway, destroying the tires, so they had to put the 18 lap limit because of this. Right here, they're putting too much load by that part of the circuit. Then they come back here, and zippity-doo-dah. Around and around they went. I think it was 57 laps or so. It took about an hour and a half. So it was interesting. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's pretty flat because of the desert, so no elevation to really talk about. You can kind of see the curbing. Let's go over here. So what they had to do is they took these curbs and they actually painted a line more on, I think, 80 centimeters on the track like this. But they still drove over it, because that's how they race. So anyway, night race, of course. Well, it was a mixture, right? Qualifying was daytime. Sprint shootout was daytime. Practice was daytime. They added a 10-minute practice, because they changed the track a little bit. But then the race was at night. So it was pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. So anyway, I already told you about the little nuances on the way here. The only thing to see is how flat it is. Because we talk about elevation. Some of the tracks, like the Red Bull Ring, is like straight up the mountain, and then you S-curve down the mountain. You can't really even see that on TV, but it's pretty flat. I think it was a 7-meter difference, which isn't very much. In elevation, 3.3 miles, I believe. They believe they hit 200 miles an hour a couple times. But there you go. There's your racetrack. There's Qatar, Lusail. And talked about the surgery already. Talked about the race already. Let's find a place to land. I literally was just going to land over here in the water. Just because why not? What is this little community up here? The second community in the back is Sumaisima. Okay, so let's go land over there. Let's check that out. Yeah, so let's head over there. That's where we'll land. What else? I think that's it. Surgery recovery is only going to get better from here. I just want these coughing spasms to stop because they're so painful that I scream. But I haven't had any yet today, so that's weird. I don't understand that. I don't know. And we're definitely not doing IFR from here to Texas. That's like 16 or 17 hours or even more. I'm not doing that. Will I do IFR to the other things? Depends. Just depends. Well, yeah, so we're going to finish out the season. And we haven't missed any races. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's probably more I could say. I could always say more, but I don't want to. Let's check out this bridge as we head over here. And there aren't any airports to communicate with or anything, so we're just gonna go rogue in our Icon A5. I can tell you that my 15-year-old is driving with his permit, which when I was with him was going very well. I'm very actively engaged. I'm not able to ride with him right now because car rides are very, very limited for the first couple weeks. I'm just only in the car for cardiac rehab. But then after 4 weeks, I can take him driving again. But apparently, my wife is very passive, and very, very scary moments have been happening with him. So I need to get on his case about some things, which is weird because when he started driving, he was better than most adults. But now he's gotten overconfident, I think. And he's had a few close calls. He's doing the thing now where if he has a right of way, he takes it, even if there's almost an accident. He's had a few like that where he stopped at a stop sign. A cyclist was going to run it at 20 miles an hour, and he went, almost hit the cyclist. Cyclist was supposed to stop. We have the Idaho stop law here, but if there's other cars, you still have to stop as a cyclist. You can only run it if there's no other cars. But so the cyclist ran the stop sign. The kid almost hit him. The kid had the right of way, but he didn't understand why the cyclist didn't stop. Just things like that. We have a lot of narrow streets where you kind of have to decide who's going to go and who has to wait, and he just always plows forward all the time. And so those things are making my wife nervous. I haven't seen it myself because I haven't been with him. So that's the next stage after I've recovered a little more. So that bridge is kind of boring. Let's go up here and let's just check out these communities. Gears up, obviously. We'll put flaps on in a moment. We'll put water rudder down after we've landed. And we'll just head over here. So, pretty straightforward. I was hoping to make a Minecraft video today too, but I don't think so. I don't even know what I'm doing in Minecraft. It's been a while. Alright, let's slow this thing down so we get some flaps out before I start my coughing. Second set of flaps. Keep an eye on our speed, keep an eye on our altitude, keep an eye on the prize. What are we, 300 feet up? That's good. Oh, one change I am making after my surgery is I'm not going to drink any more Coke. I was drinking 1 can a day, then that became 2 cans a day, became a bottle a day, became 2 bottles a day. Then because of some very crazy stressors in my life that have nothing to do with my surgery, my vice was my Coke, and I was up to 4 bottles a day. And when I got to the hospital for surgery, they're like, "You're reaching pre-diabetic levels. What's going on?" I'm like, "It's because I have 4 bottles of Coke a day." So I'm going to stop my Coke habit. In fact, the thought of even drinking a soda right now is absolutely disgusting. So I've been drinking other things like lemon water and stuff like that. Oh, and my palate has changed since surgery. For example, I used to love really, really, really spicy food, like ghost pepper or Indian food, as hot as they could possibly make it. I loved it. Now, I had a super mild cheese sauce, and it was way too spicy for me. I had super mild Chinese food, way too spicy for me. So I've heard that can happen. And come on, touchdown anytime. Come on, there we go. I've heard that can happen, but it should go back to normal soon. But yeah, that's pretty bummer. Your flaps up. That's kind of a bummer because I could have, like, I would tell the Indian places, have like true Indian hot, not like Minnesota hot, but like Indian hot. and they'd make it for me, and it would be great, be perfect. My Chinese food, I'd be like, as hot as you can make that. Just throw in some peppers that people normally don't eat. And I was fine. I loved it. But now, oh my gosh, I had some of that mild cheese sauce last night, and it was like 5 alarm fire, man. It was insane. So hopefully I can get my palate back, but right now that's where we're at. So anyway, here we go. So you know the drill, right? I'm probably the only person doing the Formula One mashup here, so make sure you hit the like button so people know we exist. Otherwise, people aren't going to know we exist. That's how you can help. Let's beach it. There we go. And let's see here. Hit the subscribe button so you know when the next video drops, with the notification, all that good stuff, right? Any engagement lets people know we're here. I'm obviously not going anywhere because I'm already back. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hit those buttons so people know we exist, because I do this for the community, not only for myself. And I'll see you next time.